The Nations Cup is over, and of course, the discussion is now on the Super Eagles team list. Some people say that there are spaces that are vacant in the national team. Are you sure? I think there are vacant spots. Yes, some places. I mean, some of those spots are not vacant. I think that some players should forget about the national team. Ahmed Musa, you've been there for over 2 decades. I think it's time for Ahmed Musa to bid goodbye to the national team. And of course, there's also Kenneth Omero. But again, we have 6 players on this list, on this presentation. We have selected 6 players to bid goodbye to the national team. And of course, quickly, I want to start. We call it time to declare a few positions vacant in the national team. Yeah, time to declare a few positions vacant in the national team. So, which are the positions that should be vacant in the national team? Yes, one of the goalkeeping position is vacant, and I'm talking about Francis Uzor. Well, Francis Uzor, before the Nations Cup, was our #1 goalkeeper. But during the Nations Cup and after the Nations Cup, Nigerians have come to agree that Francis Uzor, you have given us your best days. And of course, it's time for you to bid goodbye to the national team. Well, he went to the Nations Cup. He saw just a few minutes when Wambali got injured. And I think that it is high time he just forget about the Nations Cup. And in his place, yes, for every position, I'm going to tell you who is going out and who is coming in. In the place of Francis Uzor, I have a replacement. His name is Noah Atubulu. Yes, Noah Atubulu plays for FC Freiburg in the German Bundesliga. Fantastic goalkeeper. He's just 21 years of age. And of course, I think that he's got what it takes to be among the best goalkeepers in the world. So why not give him a chance? I want Jose Pesero, the coach of the national team, to look at this young man and give him a chance. Then there is another one in the defense. Who is the other player I think should forget about the national team? His name is Kenneth Omero. Oh, Kenneth, you were part of the Nations Cup team in 2013. I was there with you in South Africa when we won the Nations Cup. Oh, fantastic defender. And of course, again, Kenneth was also part of the Nations Cup team that won bronze. And then, of course, now he has won silver with the same Super Eagles. You've won bronze, silver, and gold. I think it's time for you to bid goodbye to the national team. Kenneth Omero, we love you so much, but the time to go is now. And of course, in your place, in place of Kenneth Omero, I think that it's high time we go back and invite Leon Balogun. Leon Balogun plays for FC Rangers in the Scottish Premier League. And of course, I think that he's having a wonderful season so far. I think that Leon Balogun should be invited to come take the place of Kenneth Omero in the Super Eagles. And of course, there is another player I think should forget about the national team. His name is Chidozie Awaziem. That's another defender. For me, Awaziem has been part and parcel of the national team for almost a decade. And of course, he has just been there. He's just been a bit part player. He's never given us his best days in the national team. And of course, I think that it is high time this player bid goodbye to the national team. And in his place, I think we should invite Kevin Akpoguma. Kevin Akpoguma plays for TSG Hoffenheim in the German Bundesliga. I think this man should take the place of Chigozie Awaziem. And of course, we're still looking at the player that should bid goodbye to the national team. And I'm taking you straight to the defensive midfield position. There is a player called Rafael Onyedika. He came to the Nations Cup. He saw, but he did not conquer. He never had a good time at the Nations Cup. And I think that it's high time this young man should bid goodbye to the national team. He was there, even when the likes of Alassane Yusuf got injured and we were looking for a good replacement to come in. They never gave him a chance. So I think Rafael Onyedika, you should also say goodbye. You have given us your best, but your best was never enough. And in his place, I think it is high time we invite a certain fantastic young talent. His name is Aziz Oseni. He plays for a club called Spartak Trnava FC in the Slovenia League. He is a fantastic midfielder. I think this is the time for us to give Aziz Oseni a chance in the Super Eagles. Then, Ahmed Musa, you came to the Nations Cup. In fact, you are the captain, the official captain of the Super Eagles team. I saw you with the team. I saw you with the boys having fun in the hotel room. But on the field of play, you never tasted a minute of football. And I think that as the captain of the national team, you have done wonderfully well. You've been part of this national team for almost 2 decades. But I think the time for you to say goodbye is now. Ahmed Musa, we have seen your better days. We think that you should say goodbye to the national team. And in your place, I think they should go invite a certain player called Chidera Ejuke. Chidera Ejuke plays for Royal Antwerp Football Club in the Belgian League. He is a fantastic talent. Chidera Ejuke, I remember, was part of the Super Eagles team at one point, but of course he lost his place because the likes of Ahmed Musa never wanted to say goodbye. If the old ones refuse to go, the young ones will not have a chance. Now we want the old wine to go so that the young wine will have a chance. Chidera Ejuke should be invited to the national team, and Ahmed Musa should say goodbye. And of course, finally, the sixth player I think should be invited to the national team is Victor Boniface. Of course, Boniface was initially part of the national team, the Super Eagles set up going to the Nations Cup, but he got injured, and because of that, they invited a certain Paul Onuachu. Paul Onuachu was part of the national team that went to the Nations Cup. Of course, he came in place of Victor Boniface. Boniface plays for Bayer Leverkusen in the German Bundesliga. But of course, you know that just before the start of the Nations Cup, Victor Boniface got injured and Paul Onuachu came into the team. Now, Victor Boniface should be back playing for Bayer Leverkusen in the next few weeks. And I think that it is high time he comes back into the team because Onuachu was at the Nations Cup, but he never gave us his best. Even when he had the chance to play in place of Victor Osimhen, he never was spectacular. So I think the man we need in that top line to pair Victor Osimhen should be Victor Boniface. So we have two victors in attack, and of course, we still have the likes of Ademola Lookman in that attack. I think we're going to have a wonderful team going to the next Nations Cup in Morocco. It's going to be fun because I will be there, and of course, I hope that I'm going to see you there. Let's continue to enjoy the Super Eagles. Let's continue to support the Super Eagles because I think that this team has got wonderful days ahead, and of course, wonderful, wonderful performances to come. I love you so much. I'll be back next time.